Okay, let's unpack this. We've got quite a stack of sources right here. Articles from gaming news sites, some really interesting chatter from online forums, and even, a transcript from the reveal trailer itself.
And it's all pointing to one thing. One massive confirmed event in the gaming world.
Huge news, especially for fans of this, well, legendary horror franchise.
Absolutely monumental, you could say.
Definitely. So this deep dive is all about that recent official announcement, the next main entry in the Resident Evil series.
Yep, Resident Evil Requiem. Or Resident Evil 9, as everyone kind of figured.
Exactly. Our mission today is pretty straightforward. We want to cut through all the noise, pull out the key confirmed facts from these sources.
Highlight some of the surprising details, too.
Right, the surprising stuff, and also look at what the community is actually saying about it all. We want to give you, the listener, a clear, thorough picture.
What's confirmed, what's still maybe rumor, and what it means for the series.
And try to do it, quickly and effectively, get you right up to speed.
Straight to the core of this big reveal.
Precisely. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into the absolute confirmed facts. What do these sources tell us for sure?
Okay, the most concrete stuff first. We've got the official title, the release date, and the platforms. That's all locked down now.
No more guessing games, no placeholders. The confirmed title is Resident Evil Requiem.
Requiem has a nice ring to it.
It does. And we have a solid date for launch, February 27th, 2026.
Which feels, I don't know, reasonably soon, but still gives them time. And that's confirmed for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS.
Standard platforms for a major release these days. And the reveal itself happened at Summer Game Fest 2025, right? Like, the big finale.
Yeah, it was the one more thing moment. The final game they showed gave it a massive spotlight.
Okay, so title, date, platforms, check. Now, another huge detail pulled directly from these sources. A brand new protagonist.
That's right. We're not playing as Ethan or Chris or Jill, it seems. The new main character confirmed is Grace Ashcroft. She's an FBI agent.
Grace Ashcroft. Okay, that name. It rings a bell if you're really deep in the lore, doesn't it? The sources point this out.
They do. She has a surprising connection. Grace is confirmed to be the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft.
Alyssa Ashcroft from the Resident Evil. Outbreak Games. Wow, okay.
Yeah, Outbreak. That's a fascinating pull from a part of the series that doesn't always get referenced in the main games.
It immediately tells you they might be, I don't know, connecting some older dots maybe?
Seems likely. So what's driving her? What's her motivation in Requiem? The articles and the trailer transcript are pretty clear on this.
She's investigating a series of mysterious deaths. Standard FBI stuff on the surface, maybe?
But it gets personal. That investigation leads her to a specific, chilling location. The Rimwood Hotel.
The Rimwood Hotel. Why is that significant?
Because, according to the sources, it's the exact place her mother, Alyssa, was murdered 8 years prior.
Whoa, okay, so her mission isn't just professional, it's deeply, deeply personal.
Intensely personal, yeah. That adds a really compelling layer right from the get-go.
And there's more about Grace, isn't there? Something intriguing from the trailer.
Oh yeah, the transcript quotes this shadowy figure speaking to her, or about her, referring to Grace as... Wait, let me find the exact quote. Here. The one that I've been searching for? A special one? The chosen one?
The chosen one. Okay, that's loaded language.
Definitely loaded. Especially in Resident Evil, it elevates her beyond just a standard investigator, doesn't it? It suggests maybe some deeper connection, maybe even powers, who knows?
Yeah, chosen one really sparked a lot of talk in the forums we looked at. People are already theorizing like crazy.
Understandably so. Speaking of things sparking discussion, let's talk about the setting. This one really grabbed people's attention.
Oh, this is huge, yes. The sources confirm. The game will take players back. Back to the ruined remains of Raccoon City.
Raccoon City. Not a flashback, not a side story, but the ruins.
Yeah, we know the city was nuked, basically, after Resident Evil 3 to contain the T-virus outbreak. But going back now to the devastated aftermath.
That's something else. It confirms the city's destruction is canon, and we're seeing the consequences years later. And there's a specific visual mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm. The articles mention glimpsing the iconic Raccoon City Police Department building, standing, but just ruined, utterly devastated.
Seeing the RPD like that, that's powerful imagery for longtime fans.
It really confirms the passage of time, the permanent scar. And it strongly suggests a narrative link, doesn't it? These mysterious deaths Grace is investigating.
They must be connected to what happened in Raccoon City all those years ago. The past horrors are probably literally buried there.
Bringing the story back there, tying the new protagonist's personal trauma to a place within those ruins. It feels very deliberate.
Like they're grounding this new story in the series' core history while exploring the lasting consequences.
Okay, so setting is huge. What about the tone and gameplay? The sources talked about that quite a bit too.
Yeah, the trailer and the official descriptions use phrases like a bold shift and a significant change in tone for the series.
A bold shift, okay, but it's still survival horror, right?
Oh yeah, confirmed single-player survival horror, that's the heart of RE. But the descriptions hint at, well, added layers.
Like what?
Hints of more expanded cinematic action mixed in, alongside the core psychological horror and, the usual biohazard threats.
So, maybe a blend? Capcom's own description, quoted in the sources, seems to push that. They talk about a heart-stopping experience, launching a new era.
Right, and they mention spine-chilling realism, things like lifelike facial expressions, skin textures, even sweat, highlighting the visual fidelity.
And they explicitly say combining psychological horror with pulse-pounding action.
Suggests they're pushing both sides, maybe? Trying to satisfy fans who want pure horror and those who enjoyed the more action-heavy parts of, say, Village or the remakes.
Makes sense. Now, while we're on gameplay, there were those rumors, right, about open-world elements. Some sources mentioned that.
Yes, that was floating around in some discussions and articles, maybe based on earlier leaks or speculation.
But it's important we know. The official announcements, the confirmed stuff we're focusing on here, they don't mention open world.
Correct. That's presented as rumor or speculation in the sources that bring it up, not officially confirmed. So, for now, that's just out there, unverified.
Good distinction to make. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Something that really got the forums buzzing. Potential character returns and those deeper lore connections.
Oh yeah. This is where the fan theories explode. Everyone wants to know if their favorite character is back.
Understandable. And there's some hints. Insider reports, cited in at least one article, doubled down on claims that Leon S. Kennedy will be in the game.
Right, Leon seems like a strong possibility based on those reports. But the trailer itself, it gave us something more concrete, didn't it?
It did. Brief voice lines from both Leon Kennedy and Jill Valentine were apparently heard.
Just hearing their voices, even for a second, that's a massive tease.
It strongly suggests they're involved somehow. Maybe not as the main playable characters, but connected to Grace or the events in Raccoon City.
Which leads us right into one of the biggest theories we saw bubbling up in the community discussions.
Let me guess. Is Grace Ashcroft secretly Rose Winters?
Bingo. That theory took off fast. People pointed out a resemblance, apparently, between the early images or descriptions of Grace and Rose from Village.
And the idea is, what? That Requiem could tie the whole Winters family story, Rose's mold powers,
directly into this new game. And maybe explain why Grace is the chosen one. It would bridge that RE7 Village era to this next main entry.
It's a compelling theory, you have to admit. And there was another lore connection mentioned too, tied to the Ashcroft name itself.
Yeah, this one's interesting. Some sources highlighted that the Ashcroft name has links, potentially, to a villainous bloodline mentioned way back in Resident Evil, Code Veronica.
Code Veronica. Okay, now they're really digging back.
It's fascinating because it suggests this game might not just connect to Outbreak via Alyssa, or Village via the Rose theory. It could potentially weave together threads from multiple distinct eras of the franchise.
Outbreak, Code Veronica, the Winter Saga, trying to link all that. That's ambitious.
Very ambitious. But if they pull it off, imagine how rewarding that could be for longtime fans who know all that history.
Definitely provides a rich tapestry for them to work with. So how are players reacting to all this? Looking at those forum discussions, it's not all just agreement, is it?
Oh, definitely not. There's a really diverse range of perspectives, lots of debates happening, passionate fans,
What are some of the key points people are discussing or even arguing about?
Well, one huge one is the camera perspective. Should it be first person like 7 in Village, or back to third person like the remakes and older game?
Always a big debate.
Yeah.
Lots of people seem to want an option to choose, right?
Yeah, the optional toggle comes up a lot. Some feel first person is more immersive for horror. Others prefer third person for situational awareness and seeing the character.
Makes sense. Who else?
Another big topic. Who should be the focus? Should they continue the Ethan and Rose Winters storyline, or is it time to bring back classic heroes like Jill or Leon as the main playable leads again?
Right. The new blood versus the old guard.
And then there's the balance between pure survival horror and action. How much action is too much? Should it be terrifying like RE7 or more balanced like Village? No single consensus there.
People also throwing around ideas about that potential open world structure we mentioned.
Yep. that comes up. And whether they want classic monsters bag zombies, lickers, or completely new threats, maybe more grounded like the Bakers in RE7.
And the desire for multiple playable characters, or definitely that optional camera perspective.
Exactly. These debates really show what different parts of the fan base value most, what Resident Evil means to them.
It shows the community is really engaged, thinking hard about where the series is going, especially with this talk of a new era.
Absolutely. It's a healthy sign, even with the disagreements. People are eager to see what Requiem actually delivers.
Okay, so we know the game's announced, we have the date, but where can you expect to get the next big info dump?
The sources are clear on this one. Resident Evil Requiem is confirmed to be playable at Gamescom, specifically at Gamescom Opening Night Live.
Opening Night Live. That's usually a big showcase, and that's scheduled for August 19th.
August 19th, yeah. So actually not too far off now.
That seems like the logical place for the next wave, right? Maybe actual gameplay.
And a playable demo at a major show like Gamescom definitely suggests they'll be ready to show off more of the mechanics, go deeper than just the reveal trailer.
Excellent. And so, just to quickly recap the absolute key takeaways, the confirmed stuff pulled from these sources.
We've got a new main game, Resident Evil Requiem.
Arriving February 27, 2026 for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS.
Introducing a new protagonist, FBI agent Grace Ashcroft.
Whose investigation is deeply personal, tied to her mother Alyssa from Outbreak and the Runwood Hotel.
And the huge news. It's set in the ruined Raccoon City, acknowledging its destruction after RE3.
Suggesting deep connections to the city's past horrors.
The game's aiming for a bold shift in tone survival horror, yes, but blending psychological terror with cinematic action and high realism.
Plus those tantalizing hints. Leon and Jill's voices heard in the trailer.
Potential lore links through the Ashcroft name to Code Veronica.
And that persistent fan theory connecting Grace to Rose Winters from Village.
And all eyes are now on Gamescom in August for the next big reveal.
It's definitely a lot to think about. A new chapter, a new protagonist called The Chosen One.
Investigating deaths in the actual ruins of Raccoon City.
With hints, this could tie together so many different threads of the series' history. Outbreak, Code Veronica, the Winter Saga.
It really makes you wonder.
Yeah, it leaves you with a big question, doesn't it? Thinking about all this. How will this new story set in those ruins really connect everything? The established history, the fate of characters we know, maybe characters we haven't seen in years.
And what terrifying truths are still buried under all that rubble in Raccoon City, waiting for Grace, the chosen one, to uncover.
And maybe, just what does make Grace Ashcroft so special? Why is she the chosen one in a world that's already seen so many extraordinary survivors and terrifying monsters?
Intriguing questions indeed. Something to mull over while we wait for Gamescom.
Definitely. Well, that's our deep dive for today on Resident Evil Requiem. Thanks for joining us.
Until the next dive, stay curious.